Hey, what's up? It's your boy Dirt Devil Vac Pro here, back again with another video. And today, it's actually a little bit of a story. Yes, you thought that I was a Leafy clone, but in fact, I am a Scrubby clone. So, how do you feel about that? I also have a sucky hairstyle as well, so that's cool. Anyway, um, so today's story, you read the title, is about an entitled mom that I encountered at summer camp. Um, and this was just a few days ago because I just got back like yesterday. And yeah, so let's just get into it. So, basically, what this camp does is they separate, make groups out of, like, they separate groups from all the campers, and they have different camps and crap, but they basically just separate everybody by age, and each age group gets to do this thing called KP, which is just, it's called kitchen party. It's more like kitchen preparation, but it's basically the best excuse not to pay people to work in the kitchen. And basically, you would have a day where at this camp it was like a buffet style kind of thing, except they served you. It's like a school cafeteria pretty much. And the food also sucks. But anyway, you would basically what you do, you'd get up early for breakfast, you would eat, and then you would get all your stuff on, and you would basically just serve food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And when my group had this, there was milk uh in the like there was milk in the for the drink. There was milk, but that was the only drink for the entire camp. And basically they have a bunch of milk jugs because it's like, I don't know how many people are there, but there are a bunch of people. And they need milk for people who can't drink normal milk because they're like allergic to an ingredient or something. So they have soy milk. And yeah. So soy milk, I don't like it. It tastes a little different than normal milk. And basically, so my friend was at the table with all the milk, just like pouring glasses for people, asking them what kind of milk they wanted, like how much fat and stuff like that. And me and my other friend we were like serving. I think this was at lunch. Yeah, this was at lunch, and so we were just serving food, and we had just called for like last chance of food, and nobody was coming up. And so me and my friend were just like, okay, we can just chill for a second and talk. And then the friend that was, actually, I'm gonna name these people. The one that was working with me, we'll call him Jonathan, I guess. So, or no, Eli. We'll call him Eli. So was me and Eli were just talking, and then there was this other kid, and we'll call him Jonathan. And Jonathan was the guy working at the milk table, and basically just Jonathan walks up to us from there, and he tells us about this mom that basically just walked up to the table and took a jug of soy milk. And it was the last jug of soy milk. And it was the even more funny part was that, like, well, it's not funny, but anyway, there was this kid at the time who was like pouring his milk, and he was allergic to, like, he could only drink soy milk, like, not, couldn't drink normal milk. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure it's lactose intolerant people that drink soy milk, but I'm probably wrong. But anyway, he couldn't drink normal milk because he was allergic. We'll just say that. And um, he was like mid-pour, and this mom walks up and she's like, "Hey, can I borrow that for a second?" And he's like, "Sure," and he gives her the milk. And she just straight up screws on the cap and walks away. And well, okay, I need to explain why there was an entitled mother at summer camp. So they had this thing called family camp, which is basically like families can come and they get like a dorm that's far away from like the normal campers' dorms, and the entire family just gets a room, and they just hang out. I don't know what family camp does because I've never done it, but they just hang out and at summer camp. And so they had this like entire section of the cafeteria to themselves with like big tables and stuff. And so that's why she was there. She was a family camp mom. She just walks over, and then that's when Jonathan got up and walked into the kitchen, told us that we need to, like, we should, like, asks us what we should do, and then he tells like the main kitchen guy who like controls. He's basically he teaches all the kids what they're supposed to do before they do the kitchen thing, and so he says, "All right, since you just called last call and nobody's coming up, you guys can go and, tell her like it's our last jug of, stuff like that." And I don't remember if I mentioned this, but it's the last jug of soy milk. Like all the other ones were empty. And so he just says like, "I'll serve food if anybody comes up. You guys can go and talk to her." And so me, Eli, and Jonathan walk over to the family camp thing, and we walk up to the table and we say, "Excuse me, that's the last jug of soy milk. You can't really take the milk, the entire jug. You can bring cups up and fill them up and then walk back to your table, but you can't take the entire jug because it's the last one, and there are people who can't drink normal milk." And she just snaps back at us like, "My kids are thirsty, and my kids like soy milk better than normal milk, so I'm gonna keep this jug." And then we basically just tell her again, like, it's the last one. You and your kids can come up and get soy milk with a cup. And she just snaps back and starts talking again. Basically says the same thing, because I don't think she listened at all to what we said before. And then, like, I just say, "Lady, you can't, okay, I don't think you understand this, but you can't take the jug, not because we don't want you to, but because there are other people that want milk, like they want something to drink, and they can't drink milk. So that's the only thing that we get, like, that milk is the only thing that campers get for drinks. So you really do have to put it back." And I said it in like a rough tone because she had like snapped at us saying the most dumb things twice, and I was just tired of it. And she basically just tells me the same thing, and she's like, "Young man, you are so disrespectful. My kids want some milk, and they like soy milk better than normal milk. So if you're gonna come over here and deny my kids of what they deserve, then you're gonna have some problems with my husband." And then I just tell her, like, "Seriously, we need the milk back." And I try to grab it, and she like yells at me and just like she just started crying and walked out the door, like while she was crying, just out the emergency exit. Luckily, it wasn't wired, so there were alarms or anything, but she just yeeted out the emergency exit, never to be seen again. And then her husband stands up and looks at the three of us and says, "You guys disrespected my wife and my kids. If you don't leave now, we're going to have some problems." And the kids were like, "Yeah, I want milk." And if you're just being a jerk or a bully or whatever. And like, this guy, definitely, he's really big. Like, her husband is a big dude. He's like Minnesota Mountain Man, because that's where we were. Minnesota, near Duluth, on top of a mountain. Well, not on top, but like, it was a hilly part of Minnesota, like by Duluth. And yeah, so we were really scared, because this guy definitely looks like the kind of person that would beat up a kid. And you could see he was dead serious. Like, if we didn't leave, I bet my nose would be broken or something, and I wouldn't be here. But, no, that's kind of an exaggeration. He probably wouldn't have beaten us up, but he was just pretty terrifying, you know? So I grab the milk and I walk away, and as I grab the milk, the kids are like yelling, "Hey, you can't take that, that's ours." And I just bring it back to the table, set it down, and say, like, if they try to take the milk again, just, tell them to just bring a cup and pour it in the cup. This one was kind of short. Yeah, well, I mean, and then it was basically just over. Like, there were only a few kids that came up, and yeah, then lunch ended, and that's that. I know this was kind of a short one. Actually, I stretched it out to longer than 10 minutes somehow. What the heck? This was a short story, and I stretched it out a lot. I just freaking dropped my headphones because I'm an idiot. I literally stepped on my headphone cord. Oh my god. Yeah. And then that was that. So I hope you enjoyed, I guess. I'm not gonna say hit the like button, because that just goes against everything that I've said in the past about not being, I don't know. I hope you know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I will see you in the next one. I'll probably have another story out pretty soon. Because I am actually going to be telling another story about two entitled parents and their bratty kids. But it was less recent. I'm going to be probably recording that in like 15 minutes or something. But, yeah, so that's it. Bye.